Okay, today with the sub, if you are done with your EverFi, you can do a practice extra coding lesson. This will be worth extra points, as well as it will give you a good practice for your final project. It's going to look like this. Since it's Teacher Appreciation Week, I thought it would be a great idea to create a website that promotes one of your teachers. So when you start a brand new project, you're going to come to Projects, view Full Menu, and then go to Web Lab. Remember that it starts you with all the code that you don't want to touch. You're going to rename the project, your last name, bonus, and teacher. And save. And then again, remember in between the body tags, line 7, I just create some space for myself so that I have room to type. We're going to start with a header. Inside our header container, remember this is a container tag, holds other tags. Okay. We're going to put an image. To get this image, I did give you some images for this part. I mean, you don't have to use them, I guess. But inside this subfolder, the header images, I did provide you with this photo album. And you can choose one of these if you want, or if you want to find one your own that says something about Teacher Appreciation Week. It does have to say something about Teacher Appreciation Week. But this is good practice because downloading from the internet, not from the internet, but from Schoology, when I have the photo, I'm going to come click on this blue link to download it to my Chromebook, coming back to my project, adding image, uploading the file, recent, and then the teacher, okay, and pulling that one in. We're going to rename this one banner. So to rename an image, remember I rename it before I code it. I have to rename it. So we're going to rename it banner. We have to name it before we code it because look at the code. The code has the word banner in it. So if it didn't have that, it would be pulling a different photo that you don't have if you called it something else. Okay, there we go. Image description for this one is going to be Teacher Appreciation Week logo. So Teacher Appreciation Week logo is what we're going to call that one. Okay, and there it is. And I do believe we're going to end the header here. Close. You should have no, my shift key is not working very well. You should have no pink, so I'm looking at why. Oh, my header on line 7 must have disappeared for some reason when I pasted in that other one. There we go. Should have no red at this point. I'm going to reference my other page. Oh, I typed it. That's why I have 2 projects open. Ha ha. I'm going to reference this one. I'm going to do a div with an H1 and an H2. So div open. And I have an extra line created here, so I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm going to do an H1 with my teacher's name that I'm appreciating. So I'm going to do, I need one that's easy to spell, Mrs. Ryan, okay, and H1, okay. H2 is what she teaches, so H2 teaches math. I can put 7th grade if I want. H2, close, and then I'm going to close the div behind these, okay. I'm going to go reference my done one. I'm going to add another div with an image about what she teaches. So I'm going to go ahead, come down here, div. I'm going to call this div ID equals subject. And I'm going to close it. And I'm going to put an image from the internet of something to do with math. So I find an image. Remember, when you find an image that you like, it just has to be a JPEG or a PNG. Those are safe. It can be a GIF if you found a GIF, but I'm going to choose this one right here. 2-finger tap, save image as, okay, save it. And then I'm going to come back to my project and I'm going to code it in here. I'm going to upload it, add image, add file, and we're going to find recent. It's right there. Open it. close it. And let's take a look. I called it, here, it's going to be called subject image. Okay, so I'm going to rename it subject image. Oh, image, spell that right. Okay, once I've named it, I can code it, copy, come back to my index, paste, close the div, and then I'm also going to add the description. I'm going to call this a math cartoon with word math and symbols. Okay, so write a description of what your picture is of. Okay, going back to my reference page. My next thing I'm going to create is a main section. So this is a container, main. This is where I'm going to write my paragraph about my teacher. So write a thank you note here and close the P after it. And then I'm going to close the main after it. So I can show you what I wrote to Mr. Horgus because I have that note there. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week, Mr. Horgus. Teachers do so many wonderful things and do not get praised as much as they should. I just wanted to take time to say thank you for all you do. You have really helped me a lot here at SAMS. So just a cute little message thanking him or her for whatever they have done for you is what's going to go in that paragraph. Okay. And then after that, we're going to create a section with an H3. So section and an H3. This is going to be thank you, Mrs. Ryan, for ... Just like you can make it your own heading, but it's going to be what I'm listing that I'm thankful to her for. We're doing a UL because it's not an ordered, it's an unordered list, creating those LI tags. And remember, you don't have to do it the way I do it, but I set up some LIs. I'm going to give her like 4 things that I'm thankful for. So I'm going to copy it and then end the UL with a close UL. And then in between, I'm thankful for you always being patient, no homework, maybe. I don't know. Maybe she did chance, or maybe what did we learn? Ratios and unit rates or something like that. Anyway, slope. Okay, something. Anyway, you come up with the list of what you're thankful for them. Okay, so looking back at my other one, we're going to close the section right here and then open the last container, the footer. Okay. Forgot my other section side, footer. And then it's going to be footer ID final. Okay. So it's going to be P ID final. And then this site was made by Katie, your name, Watts, to thank Mrs. Ryan. Okay. And then and then close the P, and then close the footer. Oh, nope, don't close the footer. This is where I came up with an image of yourself. So the last image is either an image of yourself or your Pixton character you can download from Pixton. It's up to you. Here I found my yearbook photo online. If you have a computer photo or your Chromebook, you can take a picture. You're going to call it selfie. Okay, so that's what you're going to use for that, or your Pixton character. So it can be anything that relates to you, an image of you. So I'm going to add image. I think I still have my avatar somewhere here. Yep, there it is. Okay, I had that handy. We're going to name it, edit, rename, selfie. Okay, and then I'm going to upload it by copying the code. Copy, and then coming over to my index, pasting it, okay, and then closing my footer, okay. So that should end it, clearing up any extra space I have between these final closing tags. Okay, looking at my one that I did, that ends it. Perfect. Oh, I need an image description. Sophie. We are not creating anything rude or mean about a teacher, so please make sure that you're doing this correctly so that you don't get in trouble. We're going to zoom out of all of our codes so Ms. Watts can see lines 1 through 34 of your HTML. Okay, screenshot of that. And you'll take your whole website by opening that up and photoing this so I can send it to your teacher as well. Okay, and those get posted to the bonus coding lesson for bonus coding points. And that's our extra practice. Thanks.